Hello everyone, this is FilibusterFox, and I'm taking a look at League of Legends, a MOBA game like DOTA or Heroes of Newerth. If you aren't familiar with these games, it's pretty simple. You play one hero, and your goal is to win the game by destroying the enemy nexus. I'll go through it more in detail as we go, but it's a pretty straightforward concept with a lot of different tactics and strategies involved. Now this is the loading screen where everyone loads in. You can see little bars, so you managed to race to finish first. This looks like me here. I'm Cho'Gath, gentleman Cho'Gath at that, and wear a top hat and have a British accent. Most excellent, very entertaining skin for Cho'Gath. Makes me laugh all the time. My team also has Caitlyn, who's a ranged carry. She shoots people with her gun really hard. That's pretty much explanation. For that, Nocturne, who is a melee assassin. He sneaks around ganking people. He's also set up to jungle because he's got smite there, so he's going to go through the jungle and farm and then gank lane while someone solos top. Lux is a light-wielding mage-type support, and Blitzcrank is sort of our tank. We've got Garen, LeBlanc, Nunu, Caitlyn, and Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is another one of the main characters I play, so I'm pretty familiar with her. She's really tough to play well, very hard character, but can be pretty brutal when you get her good. Nunu's a big pain in the rear to deal with. He's got smite as well, so he's also set up to tank, it looks like. Now when you set up your characters, you can pick 2 summoner spells that you can use without using mana or whatever. They're just cooldown based. And you can also set up your masteries, which are kind of like the talent trees in WoW, or similar things like AAs and EverQuest, what have you. And you can also pick your runes, which give you some bonuses. Now this is the starting location. Here's the nexus that you have to destroy if you're on the other side. Theirs is over here. Now League of Legends doesn't have a proper observer or replay system at all. This is a third-party tool that lets you watch the replays, and it is a bit of a issue sometimes. The health bars may not be right, and you can only see my team's perspective here. So in each lane, this is the lane, the minions from each side will go back and forth down these lanes. Like our guys will spawn back here on the mini-map and just walk up the lane. And their guys will spawn back here and walk up this lane. And there are 2 towers in the lane, which are pretty tough to kill initially. And there's that early defense to push them, to keep them from pushing too fast. There's a 3rd tower back in the base, which protects the inhibitor, which if destroyed, after that tower is destroyed, will spawn super creeps. Which will make the lane pushing a lot more effective for your minions. Then once you get through the inhibitors, you destroy these 2 Nexus turrets, and then the Nexus, and you win. Now our setup right now is we've got Nocturne here going through the jungle to just kill the random minions in there and whatnot. Cho'Gath, which is myself, is taking solo north lane because he's pretty tough and tanky and can handle it very well. Sade, who's playing Caitlyn, is taking the mid lane. Pretty good position for ranged carry. It's almost always a solo lane. North is typically the solo lane when you've got a jungler. It's pretty much standard. Down at the bottom we've got our Blitz and Lux up against Cassiopeia and Garen, it looks like. Yeah, Cass and Garen. They're already getting a little action going. You can see that little purple dots over Era's head there. It means that he was poisoned. Cassiopeia's pretty much standard way of operating. I don't know too much about Blitz and Garen. I haven't played them myself. I haven't played Lux, but I know more about her abilities. Except looked at getting Lux, and I probably will here soon. So looks like Era, the Blitz, already got pushed back to the tower. They're getting kind of outlaned down here. Up here, I'm just working, trying to get the last hits. Now when you're in a lane, you want to last hit them off. You don't really want to sit there and DPS them because you'll push too hard and go against their tower and get pushed back, and the other hero will get the advantage. I'm not doing too well in the last hits, but I just came off from a couple weeks break, so it's not the easiest thing there. Down in mid, you got a Caitlyn on Caitlyn fight going. Little traps you can set up, and just a lot of harassment and last hitting on each other as minions. Now up here is LeBlanc. She's a pretty tough opponent to be laning against. Fortunately, it is one-on-one, so they aren't able to gank me as well. It means they do have a jungler somewhere, so we've got to watch out for Nunu, who's probably their jungler. He hasn't been spotted yet, so... Alright, now Cho'Gath has 4 powers plus his passive. His passive is whenever he kills a unit, he regains health and mana. Pretty nice whenever you get those last hits like that and just regain some health and mana. Pretty standard and lets you keep in the lane a lot longer if you can hit those last hits well. What you just saw was Rupture. What it is I stomp the ground, you see a little pile of dust appear where I'm going to aim, and spikes launch anyone in that area up into the air, any opponents in that area. My second ability is Feral Scream, which does a little cone scream. I used it a minute ago, you'll see it again here, I'll point it out. But it silences my opponent, there's a Rupture. It silences my opponent and deals some damage. It's a good way to deal with casters. You silence them for a bit to keep them from using their super combos, like they stun you and hurt you really bad. It's quite painful, especially with like Rise or so forth. There's Rupture. I'm gonna move in and use my Feral Scream. There it is. Silence right there. Do a good bit of damage, chase her off, go back and last hit some mobs. Now, you see I shoot spikes now when I hit things with my auto attack. That's the 3rd power of Vorpal Spikes. That does launch spikes in front of you when you attack and is no mana, so it's you can toggle it off if you don't want to do it for whatever reason, like you don't want to hit a hero near a tower or something like that, but or champion. But for the most part, you'll just leave it on all the time. The final one is Feast, which you'll see in a bit. You don't get that till level 6. It's your ultimate power. Every hero has one. And in this case, you eat your target. You're doing about, starting at 300 damage, like leading up to 500 damage. So pretty considerable amount of damage. Oh, we've got our first kill. Nocturne came down and ganked. He ganked their jungler who tried to steal our stuff. Excellent. But Feast, you do a lot of damage, and if damage kills them, you actually devour them, and Cho'Gath grows larger, gaining a stack of Feast, which increases his maximum hit points, making you even tankier. You can have up to 6 stacks of that, and Cho'Gath gets quite large and entertaining. Hopefully you'll see that a little later. I did a lot of matches last night, so I don't remember exactly what happens throughout this one. Let's see how Kate and Kate are doing in the middle here. Let's see... They're pretty standard, just holding each other back. It looks like, let's check the kill count. 15 versus 27. Ours is doing a lot better down there. The kill count there is the last hit on the mobs, and the more of those you get, the more effective you're going to be in the game, because you're getting more gold, because you get bonus gold every time you kill something.
An enemy has been
and you get, obviously, the XP from it, but you'll get that whether or not you're hitting it. But still kind of tangling up here with LeBlanc, not really accomplishing much. I'm getting a little too close to the turret, kind of exposing myself to a jungler gank. But the jungler is not doing so well. He's only down at level 3. He got killed by our jungler, and he's really falling behind. So that gives us a bit of an advantage in this case. Okay, that was just a feast right there, the nom nom nom. Little sound effect that the Gentleman Cho'Gath gives you instead of the kind of roar when you eat them. So I gain 90 extra hit points to my total. And not a whole lot, but as I level up, it'll get bigger, and as I build up that key stack. Alright, Nunu came down to help gank, as well as, what's his name? Garen. But Nocturne helped out Kate. They got Garen, chased off Nunu. Looks like the other Caitlyn is coming by to do some damage, but is not going to be able to lock down Nocturne and kill him. That leaves South pretty much unopposed. They're just pushing out pretty well. Looks like there's some combat happening up here. The screen's going red. Okay, I took some good damage there. I'm going to fall back. I might be here and go spend the money I've been saving up. There I go. Being is recall. It's kind of like a town portal spell. You can hit B or click that button right there, and it teleports you back to your spawning pool. When in this area, you can use the store here. Buy equipment. There's some recommended equipment up there. I just bought myself some Ionian Boots of Lucidity, which reduce my ability cooldowns and enhance my movement. So I move a little faster and I can cast my things more often. I've already got the Doran's Ring, which is a pretty standard starting option. Extra health and mana regen, pretty important for Cho'Gath because he burns through the mana pretty quick in the early levels, especially if you're trying to harass someone out of the lane. There are a whole lot of items you can go. They're sorted by type. Like say I'm going against a magic cure up in the top. So I want to get Force of Nature here. So I'll buy the Negatron Cloak, I'll buy the Regrowth Pendants, and then I can spend 1,000 gold to convert all of those 3 items into the single force of nature. Just like with this was a multi-stage item. First I had to buy the Boots of Speed, and then I could buy this. Although since I already had the gold saved up, I could just double click that and immediately buy it. Looks like I'm in combat. Let's have a look at that. Alright, she's got a silence on me now, so we're silencing each other a lot. Pretty entertaining. But I am probably a bit tankier. Yeah, definitely got about 400 hit points on her, if that's accurate. And I will continue to be out tanky because, well, that's what Cho'Gath does to casters. Alright, my feast is still on cooldown, but I've got 2 stacks going, so I'm getting 180 bonus health, and that will continue to grow until I get killed, in which case I can lose up to 3 stacks. We'll light you down at the bottom. Casters use her ultimate, which is Petrify. If they're facing you, you turn into stone, and you're, frozen for a couple seconds, completely helpless. If you turn your back before she fires it, then you get slowed for a while. Very, very powerful ultimate. I love it when I play Cass, but it has a lot of potential. Okay, he got a little greedy there. He pulled out Cass and exposed himself out of position, but it looks like he's going to get out of there okay. Could have been really risky. Cass took a bit of damage, but it looks like they're all pretty in good situations. He's still taking that damage. He needs to get out of there fast. Oh, looks like Cass got him down. That leaves Lux really vulnerable because she's just a support caster. Doesn't have a whole lot of health. But Nocturne jumps in to try to gank Cass. Can he get it? He gets the leashes on her and he's doing damage. Cass is pretty squishy. 218 hit points there. The bar is totally wrong, but she gets away. He does chase her out of the lane, so he's going to have to go back to base to heal her. Nocturne's going to get out of there and go back to farming, or nope, they're going to go back for the kill on Garrett. Are they going to get him? It looks like it. I don't think he's going to be able to get away from Nocturne. Oh, does he get away? It looks like he's going to get away. Oh, what a disappointment. He's just going to hold back there. Now, Nunu tried to gank me just then, and it's not going to work because I'm just too tanky. Or is it going to work? I have an Inferno on me. Oh, I blink out. Can I survive? Ooh, just barely. With 16 hit points, I get out of there. Very close. They almost got me there. That's going to risk that tower. And I had to pull back a little because I was afraid they're going to come gank me before I recalled. Okay, mid's still kind of a stalemate. Let's check their kills. 56 to 32. Big advantage to our person. You see she has, 3 good items there. Caitlyn's only got the Berserker Greaves, which she's got as well as other things. See, they're pushing on this tower here, doing some damage. Nunu went back to jungling, or perhaps to gank someone else. Little action down here. He's really pushing too far on that tower with 2 people there next to the tower. It's a bit risky. Eric is one of our newer players on the team, and along with his lane partner, Icky there. But they're doing pretty well. They're doing okay. Nocturne came up to take care of the tower defense, so it doesn't fall. Got down to about half, though, which is an issue. Kate still just chilling out, killing minions. That's how they roll. LeBlanc getting pretty threatening. Her ability power is only at 29 still, so she's not going to do a whole lot of damage. But she's in that position where she's ready to start building it up and could become a serious threat pretty soon. Bit of a miss on that Rupture. I was hoping she would come back and try to hit him. Looks like Nocturne is getting chased down by Nunu. Can he get away? Looks like he got away, no problem. Came down to assist, but it wasn't going to make it in time, so I pulled back to my tower to rejoin the creeps here. Kate and Kate are both fine there. They're doing their thing. Now, when you solo lane, you're going to get a lot more experience. Like Kate, Nocturne, and myself are all at level 8, while the others are 6 and 5 because they've been duoing. Nocturne's been jungling, so that gives them a little extra XP. So we've been leveling pretty well. LeBlanc's been solo the whole time, so she's the highest level. Kate's been denied a little by our Kate, so she's falling behind, as are the others. There's a lot of terminology. Let me try to cover some of those. Zoning, for example, is when you prevent a champion from going in a particular location. For example, she had to get that last hit on that mob there, and when this one's health gets low, she's going to want to last hit that. If I can zone her, like put a Rupture in here to keep her from getting in range of that, I can prevent her from getting that kill, which is also denying, but it's a good way to illustrate zoning, which I'm talking about right now. Alright, came in for the gank, got Nunu, as Nunu is trying to gang up on Kate here. Very good job with our Nocturne. He's doing a pretty good job jungling. Going around for the ganks. But back to zoning. That way you can use towers to you know, keep them from engaging a weaker hero, all sorts of things. It's basically, if you drew little red circles where an enemy hero could not move because they will get killed if they go there, that's zoning. Like, they can't go near this turret without some help.